for giving me an opportunity to present my work. So today I'll talk about engineered material and devices for water pollutant detection. Where I'll speak about the various kind of materials which we are developing and translation of those materials for environmental application, specifically for water pollutant detection. So the motivation behind this work, as you know, water pollution is a global problem, and specifically if we talk about Indian context, India shares 4% of global water resources, while 18% of world population. And since being a developing country, India has seen a lot of industrialization as well as urbanization, leading to generation of huge amount of wastewater, which has made its way into water bodies, including surface water and groundwater. So 70% of surface water, including some percentage of groundwater, is contaminated with high level of biological, organic and inorganic pollutants. As a result, along with the problem of low level of water in different parts of the country, the contamination has further elevated the problem of water scarcity. So if we specifically talk about the one particular category of pollutants like heavy metals, so if we specifically talk about the inorganic water pollutants, heavy metals have been found in different parts of the country at very high elevated levels. Specifically, if we talk about arsenic, chloride, heavy metals and nitrates. So it is important to check upon this level of this pollutant and how they are being evolved in the water bodies by some set of instrumental analysis. So current analysis is based on laboratory-based techniques, which uses sophisticated instruments and require a personnel to operate them. The other alternate is to come up with the portable device, which can be centralized level or at a user end to screen these water bodies for presence of these water pollutants. So in my group, we specifically work on various development of various materials and translation of those materials for a variety of water pollutants detection, including inorganic and organic pollutants as well as emerging water pollutants. So specifically, I will talk about upon the inorganic pollutants like the heavy metals, because they are known for their adverse health effect if they are consumed above a permissible limit. So what we thought is to come up with some kind of environment-friendly materials which can be used, which are user-friendly, and to engineer these materials in terms of their optoelectrochemical properties, in terms of so that we can impart selectivity on these materials, and how we can use these materials in field. So for that we have we thought of translation of these material into field usable device, that is optical and fluorometric device, so that they can be used and can meet the WHO guidelines, and to integrate the IoT feature into this device because these kind of analytical devices, they generate a lot of data. So data is very important factor to work upon. So the integration of IoT feature into this device for interpretation of data as well as collection of data. So in this direction, first if we going further, let's understand what a sensor is. As well known, sensor is a device that detects and responds to some kind of input in the physical environment. That input could be a physical change or a chemical change. When we are talking about a chemical sensor, we are specifically talking about a chemical induced change into the sensor. So when any sensor, if you design, there are certain criteria which we need to look into. This is known as assured criteria. It means the sensor has to be affordable, sensitive, specific, user-friendly, should be rapid, should have less costly, it should be equipment-free, it should be accessible or deliverable to the end user. So keeping in this mind, we can have different kind. The current generation of sensors, they are having they should have the feature to sample for the sampling, for analysis, for data processing, as well as data transfer to the end user, along with the self-sustained operation. So keeping all these features in mind, we have worked upon certain set of sensor materials, and I'll be discussing few of them here in my presentation today. So when we are designing any sensor, the important part of the sensor is the material which will respond to the analyte, chemical pollutant. So we engineer the material in terms of their optical, electrical and structural properties as well as functional property. We try to engineer the surface of these materials so as to impart selectivity to this material for a certain group of analyte or certain target pollutants. So coming to different platforms which we have developed. So first, one of the platform which we have developed is for the selenium. Selenium, even though it is known as a micronutrient which is required for metabolic growth, but when it is also being considered as an emerging water pollutant, because when it is consumed above a permissible limit, say for 40 ppb and 50 ppb, it may lead to several health effects. It is known to cause several health effects, including selenosis, dermatitis, and there is no field kind sensor available which can be used to screen water resources for presence of selenium. So in this direction, we have developed a carbon-based platform, which is a fluorescent material, and it is having carboxyl group onto its surface functionality for detection of this pollutant. Since such platform has a carboxyl functionality, they do not have selectivity. So to introduce selectivity onto the surface of this material, we have designed a specific kind of ligand, the ligand which is rich in nitrogen functionality, because nitrogen selenium has high bond association energy. So we designed this ligand and we imparted this ligand onto the surface of carbon quantum dot to come up with a sensor material. And when we tested the sensor material, we found the sensor, there is a significant decrease in the fluorescence of this material on addition of the selenium. Further, we studied this material in a detailed analysis in terms of its analytical parameters. Some of them are shown here in terms of their performance under different ionic strength, different pH environment, and different concentration range. So this developed material could detect the selenium in the concentration range of 0.1 ppb to 1000 ppb. For any sensor material to use in field, it is important that it should be able to work in in environment where other metal ions are also present. So we studied this material in terms of presence of different metal cations and metal anions, and assess the performance of this material not only in the competitive environment but also in the comparative environment. The other sensor material which we have developed a second platform is for the arsenic. The arsenic is a very well-known water pollutant globally as well as nationally. It is known for its negative health impact, and several states in the country, they are affected with high level of the arsenic. And in this direction, to come up with a material which can detect arsenic directly in comparison to the current practices which are being used for the arsenic detection. So we again here engineered a carbon-based material where we imparted the selectivity onto the surface of this material by designing some kind of sulfur-rich organic probe, and this material we have tested it for presence of, for the detection of the arsenic, which you can see it shows a clear change in its intensity when arsenic binds to this material. And like the previously I discussed the material performance in terms of its detection range, in terms of its performance in presence of other metal ions is very much important. So we studied this material in terms of its performance in presence of other metal ion, cation, and competitive ion study. So these are two set of the platform which I presented here. Likewise, we worked several platforms for other metal ion. The important thing here is like developing of these material into the lab environment and how to use this material into the field environment. So to use this material into the field environment, we came up with the idea to come up with a portable device which can read the response of the sensor. So here we designed an optomechanical system, optical system, which can read the response of the sensor material. The plus point of this portable optical device is that this is, first of all, it is portable, can be used in field, it is affordable, and it is a modular device. So it's modular in a sense that several other parameters can be integrated in the same device. So it can be used as a multi-parametric device for multi-parameter analysis in the field. So here is, you can see the device we developed for the selenium, which can give a go and no-go type of response, whether selenium is present in the water bodies within a permissible limit or not present. Also, it can give information about the quantitative level of the pollutant present in the water bodies. So this is one aspect in the process while developing this kind of portable optical device. We realized the need of some kind of affordable colorimetric sensor, because colorimetric sensors, they are one way by which we can see the change by naked eye. So in this, the challenges are, can we come up with a colorimetric kind of sensor which can be transferred on some kind of substrate and we can use them as a pH paper strip. But there is a challenge associated with the colorimetric sensor is the interpretation of the color, which is a very subjective issue. So to overcome this challenge, we came up with the idea to design a kind of a portable device which can read the color response and relate it with the quantity of pollutant present. And we integrated this device with a software platform, mobile platform, which can not only give the data in terms of the concentration of the pollutant, but also can relate it with the coordinate of the person who is doing the testing, and in terms of the location of that person, so data can be collected parallelly. So I'll discuss some of the colorimetric platform which we have developed. So coming to the first arsenic itself, the current kind of colorimetric platform which are used for arsenic is based on Gurdjieff reaction, where the arsenic is converted into arsine, and that when it reacts with mercury bromide, it gives a color change. There are a lot of toxic chemicals are handled in this process. So we thought of coming up with some direct and user-friendly material. So we designed a material which is based on some dye, where we have derivatized this dye, and we found this this material, when it binds to the arsenic, we see a significant change in the color of this material. And this is also validated with the spectroscopic study, and now we are in a process to transfer this colorimetric material reagent onto the disposable paper substrate, so that it can be used in a dip and test mode for the detection of the arsenic into the water, and avoid the complex processes which are being currently used in the kind of the arsenic kits which are available in the field. Second, we have second platform, which is again a colorimetric platform we have developed for the selenium, because for the selenium as such, there are no such platform available for screening of the water bodies for the presence of selenium. Here we have worked upon iodometric chemistry, where we have introduced a new kind of chromophore and enhancer based on some derivatives of dyes, which can show a gradient change in the color in the presence of the selenium in a concentration range meeting the WHO guidelines from 10 ppb to 1 ppm. Some other platform which we have developed is which are again based on organic platform, where we worked on to introduce some kind of heteroatoms like sulfur and oxygen, which can bind to the target analyte and then give a color change because of intermolecular charge transfer or metal ligand charge transfer. And we obtained a very selective color change for some certain set of pollutant, like in case this is a mercury. And we studied this kind of platform in presence of other possible ions which could be present in the real field, and also assess the reusability of this kind of platform. And we can see that this platform are reversible, can be used again can be reused again, and we also demonstrated this platform onto the paper substrate, so they can be used as a paper strip. Likewise, we developed another platform for the copper ions, which is again we are using the binding chemistry of nitrogen and oxygen to selectively bind copper. We found a yellow color change, which otherwise was colorless. In presence of copper, we found a yellow color change, and that material we have transferred again onto the paper substrate for the color-based detection of this kind of inorganic metal ion. So these are some of the colorimetric platform which we have developed. Now, as I discussed earlier, like when we are talking about colorimetric platform, there is an issue in terms of the interpretation of the color, which is a subjective issue. So to address this issue, we first developed a device which is based on a camera mobile phone, which captures the color as an image and converts it into the form of pixels, and then relate it with the color of that particular paper strip and relate it with the concentration of the pollutant. The second version of the device which we have developed is based on a RGB sensor. This device again uses the RGB features and relate it with the concentration of the pollutant which we are analyzing. So these devices, they are integrated with a mobile app. So I will show some feature of the mobile app. So you can see this is the first main case user interface of the mobile app, which is integrated with these devices. We are extending this platform not only for heavy metal ions, but to other water pollutants, including residual chlorine, which is also a very parameter to be looked after. because a low level of chlorine and excess level of chlorine is definitely harmful. So the assessment of water quality with such kind of platforms is of use in the field application at the user level, at the community level, or different water testing labs and water supply both. So you can see that this platform shows it is also having a feature that it can be connected with the device through Bluetooth or through OTG cable, and you can see it captures the response and gives the response in form of the concentration of the pollutant present in the water. So that way, the subjectivity issue related to the colorimetric paper strips and colorimetric reagents can be overcome by adding these devices in such platforms. So another advantage of these kind of platform or devices is that one can get the information about the location of the test which has been carried out. So one can relate the level of the pollutant tested with the location where it is tested, and that data can be further analyzed. So to summarize, I discussed about various kind of materials, inorganic materials as well as organic interfaces which we have developed for some of the pollutants which I presented here, even though we are working towards their other emerging water pollutants including pharmaceutical and personal care products. And I also showed how these materials can be, not only they are not restricted to the lab environment, they can be used in the field by developing, by integrating them some kind of field usable devices as well as mobile platforms, so that we can get an end-to-end solution and complete set of solutions. This is the sensor. So you can say there is a role of material science, fundamental science, as well as a translation research, which is again a multi-centric approach where we require people from different fields to work together to come up with such products which can be used in the environmental domain. At the end, I would like to acknowledge my students who have worked on this particular field and particular area. And I also acknowledge the funding agencies for the funding support to carry out this work. And I discussed all the role of different materials specifically for this water pollutant detection in terms of different transduction techniques and transduction platforms. So users can, if interested, can go through these books, recently published books. So with this, I would end my talk.